Greetings. This is Boston G.B.R. on YouTube in Valdosta, Georgia, the county of Lowndes, the state of Georgia, and in the United States of America. I have a very important issue here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, Georgia. It is the subject of criminal trespass violations that have restricted me from my freedom of movement. Yet, the Valdosta Daily Times, no South Georgia television or radio feels it necessary to do an interview. So the people here in South Georgia, North Florida, and in the United States of America will know what everyday common citizens must go through. Not to mention the active duty personnel at Moody Air Force Base, and who may frequent the city of Valdosta through Wild Adventures Theme Park, Valdosta State University, Wiregrass Technical College, Georgia Military College, and many other outstanding institutions of higher learning. Today, I'm sitting down looking over information, studying about Adam Smith, information about the Reformation period, just looking over our rights. And as you know, the Honorable John Henry Robinson is a dear friend of mine, and he's concerned about what is happening to me, and he wanted us to sit down and do a talk today. And this is the gist of this video. What say you, my beautiful brother?
Good morning, my brother. What I want to ask you is, I'm looking at these American flags. How does it feel to be a real soldier? And I know you contributed over 20 years to the military. And how do it feel to be a soldier that became a marked man by the society that you served?
Dr. Robinson, it takes me back to the colored soldiers that it has been written about in this book here, wherein history records that the black experience, the black people of Georgia, approximately $25,000 they took of their own money to help fight and defend the state of Georgia. Even the whites were impressed about the commitment of black soldiers. And in this book, dating back in the early 1900s, the last sentence reads, and I'm going to share that with you all, because this is all I ever represent, is truth, freedom, justice, and equality for all people. The last sentence in this particular paragraph, with the heading of Colored Soldiers of Georgia, all the black soldiers wanted and asked for was this: all they asked at the hands of those in power, that means white folk, is to treat them as citizens and as soldiers here in this beloved nation. And when I put the M16 down, I was no longer a killer. I laid it down. And I came to America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. And Doc, to answer your question, it feels pretty damn bad. Pretty damn bad to come back and be denied the right for over 20-some days to be able to go and attend the Lowndes County Board of Education meetings. If I had my mother or my grandmother worked on that base, on that school campus, I couldn't go visit her. If she had a heart attack If she lived out there, she worked out there. If a student respected me and called me, and if they were sick and wanted, I couldn't go. And I haven't done anything wrong. So to answer your question, I feel pretty damn bad, my brother.
Well, being a true patriot, a real contributor to our society, I know that they're throwing these lemons at you. So I know that you're a courageous fighter. And I do know and do believe that you are going to fight on, and you're going to take these same lemons that they're throwing at you and make you some lemonade. Kind of explain to them that you're not going to take this sitting down. That you got real officials looking into this right now. And whatever you do, we want you to understand and want you to be able to elaborate on your feelings. Because we're going to be behind you, man.
Yes, sir.
Us, Floyd Rose.
Yes, sir.
All the other organizations, NAACP.
Yes.
And the common citizens.
Yes, sir.
And other soldiers just like you.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you very much. Yes, Dr. Robinson, you are 100% accurate. I intend to take this to the highest court in the land. I do not take it lightly. Going back to the beginning of everything that I have highlighted here in Valdosta, I got here in '89 from Ramstein, Germany. I came on a humanitarian assignment because my father had cancer and he died just 4 months later after I got here in Thomas County. And after getting here, I looked and saw the conditions in this community. I saw that the Valdosta Daily Times, the news media, was not putting the news out to the black community nor the white right community. So I started highlighting problems in this community. And I retired here in '91. And of course you know that Willie James Williams died in 1998. You all know that me, Bunnis Williams, and Alma were the first people to be on TV concerning that movement. To make a long story short, we didn't receive no justice in that case. And so I began to write about it. Then from there we went to talk about the Demps that the police killed in Quitman. I reported that. When you talk about the Wootens and the Wootens and the Densons that were drowned over in Quitman, Earl Evans that was shot and put in a police car, and he was a black police officer. No justice have been brought to that. So I talked about that, and I'm still talking about it. I didn't stop there. Looking back down the annals of history, I also gave the history of nigger branch in Quitman. To rush right along, the Mary Turner lynchings, the 15 to 25 peoples that were lynched, killed, and castrated. Cindy Johnson's body was dragged up and down North Patterson Street. Nobody wanted to talk, but I reported that. When Reverend Floyd E. Rose ran for the chairman of the Lowndes County Board of Commissioners, and a white man threatened him, said to have had a weapon. The Board of Elections called Reverend Rose, who was not there, told him don't go down to the J.C. Shack polling place. I called the Valdosta Daily Times myself and asked them why they were not reporting that story. And so later they finally published that story. But they never mentioned that Floyd Rose was the subject of those threats. And so now we must ask the question, is this why some are coming after me? Because they can't stand the truth that Jesus spoke of. I'm not finished yet. Tell you something else. When a white lady, mother called me, I was at Moody Air Force Base. She said she didn't know where her daughter was, hadn't heard from me in over a week. And so she asked me, George, did the NAACP bail my daughter out of jail? She's not in the jail. I don't know where she is. I say, call the hospitals in the local area. Come to find out, her daughter had been about 5 days in South Georgia Medical Center in ICU. All her front teeth was knocked out. I don't know what happened, was knocked out. So she asked me, she said, George, will you go to the, and I went with her. And I reported about that. The Valdosta Daily Times didn't cover it. I stood before Valdosta City Council and the county commission meeting. Nobody seemed to care. But I do it because I am that I am. I serve this country. And so I believe in what they dip in, Brother Robinson. One other thing. On May the 8th, 2010, it was reported that there was a taser death in the jail. This individual that I have on DVD and have posted it on my YouTube channel, since they are coming after me, I got to let somebody know the hellhole that exists here in Valdosta and Lowndes County. The Justice Department knows about it. The county commissioners knows about it. The city knows about it. Eric Holt, everybody knows about it. And so if this is what they are trying to do, I'm going to stop right here. But no, I got to give. This thing is deep. Let me get a little closer to home. Let me get a little closer to home. Now, after the death, I'm missing some stuff, but I'm getting, because I'm going to close this out. The father of Kendrick Johnson called me about 11:15 at the same day that they found his body. Kenneth said to me, you can call him, George, they just killed my son. They just killed my son. I didn't know Kenneth. Kenneth didn't know me. I knew his wife, but I didn't know him. And so he said, I need to talk to you tomorrow. I said, no, sir. No, sir. I'm going to get up, put my clothes on, and I'm coming now. And that's what I did. And now I have walked with them every step of the way, and I intend to go on. When the Lowndes County Sheriff denied them the right without a fight to see and ID their own child, it was most disgraceful. And it makes me question what oath of office our elected officials are taking and following or not following. And so just maybe the reason they didn't want me, to bring it home back in the yell out, brother, they didn't want me at the Lowndes County School, just maybe they thought some of the children was going to say something. Now that's just a little small sketch to the question that you asked me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Could you hold up that flag there?
Yes, sir.
Can you kind of wave it around just a little bit? And to that flag there, you said, I pledge allegiance. Could you recite that just a little bit?
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Stop. You pledged allegiance to the flag, and you was truly dedicated as a soldier. And you went to foreign ground and foreign soil to lay your life down for people that strangers you didn't even know.
Absolutely.
And yet they'll call you up and tell you they got a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir.
And what the rest of that says?
To the flag of the United States of America.
Stop right there. And that's a place that's got a, it's the only country in the world that's got the type of constitution that it has. To guarantee the freedom of speech, to guarantee the freedom of the press, to be able to make sure that the public can understand that this represents freedom. What the rest of it say?
Of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, all that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
And it was to the republic.
And to the republic.
You see?
For which it stands.
For which it stands.
One nation.
One nation.
Under God.
Under God.
Indivisible.
Indivisible.
With liberty.
Liberty.
And justice.
Justice.
For the white man.
But that, it said for all. So that
but
means,
not me.
Well, no. That said for all. That's the Constitution. I understand. See, that's how it made you feel.
Yes, sir.
And I don't blame you for feeling that way.
Yes,
you got a right to feel it's not for you. That means that if you done been cheated out of a part of your life, you done went and served the country trying to earn the home for us as a people, where they signing today saying that we can stay here another 200 years. You have signed and marked and become a marked man by your own society.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doc, and if I may add, behind this flag is something else that people often forget. I'll give you a little bit of it. Mm-hmm. Every man or woman that goes into the armed forces, they remember something else called a code of conduct. I am an American fighting man or woman. I am prepared to give my life in the defense of my nation. And you know I'm not supposed to take, Doc, any special favors or payroll. And I'm supposed to take charge if my superiors should fall on the battlefield. I'm demanded by that oath to take charge. And so if our sheriff have failed to take his oath seriously, then it falls upon me as a citizen, a good citizen of this nation, to ensure that no other American citizen, active duty, retired, disabled military veteran, or my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, or my children will have to be subjected to the denial of freedom of movement under our form of government. We talk about the founding fathers of this great republic. But what good is the founding fathers if what they founded is no good to us in 2013?
Now, I'm going to set the stage to close this out by asking you this last question.
Yes, sir.
Can you think, give this all of your thought capacity to come up with one iota of a reason they would deny you access on any school, on any campus in Lowndes County?
The reason, beyond question, must be the things that I've already highlighted, along with the fact that I made many changes in the South Georgia Regional Library. People was using cell phones. They was eating on the computers. They were using profanity with children sitting there. I was the one that wrote the director, went to the desk when everybody in there would look around at each other and say, why are those people sitting at the desk but won't come over here and see these people talking loud and using profanity in the presence of these little children? And later, I went into one of their meetings to bring these issues up. I've only went to 3 library meetings. And the director slandered my name, said that I had sexist behavior, that I often disrupt the meetings, that I had squeezed her arm very frequently, among other things that she said. It was John Quarterman that brought these things to my attention because the library director posted these things on his website. Kay Harris, the chairman of the South Georgia Regional Library, was on that board. She didn't put none of this in her newspaper, not even the fact of what's going on about trespassing. And so we must ask a question. Was it that, or was it that I keep talking about the 31 jail deaths from 1994 to 2009, and from 2009 to 2013 no one knows? Or is it because of the fact that I stood before the mayor and council and asked them to remove an 1860 charter, which was most disgraceful for any military veteran, let alone a retired Vietnam-era veteran? And in that charter it read, in paragraph 100, section 11, that the mayor and council shall pass all proper and necessary laws and ordinances for the control of slaves and free persons of color, and to control, suppress, and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, and other stock straying at large in Valdosta, Georgia? Or was it because on the first floor of City Hall there is no pictures about the black experience that deal with churches, industries that blacks owned back in the 1900s? Nothing is on the wall. If our children come from various schools, if they come from overseas, there's nothing for our children to look at and take pride in. So was it because I brought these things up for which I am the victim, as you said, of this trespass criminal warning?
Mr. Rhynes, Mr. George Boss Rhynes,
Yes, sir.
I thank you for permitting me to conduct this interview. And based on everything that I've heard, and based upon what the superintendent did, there's no relevance for him to issue, on them to issue such a cause against you and create this great defamation of your character. And I apologize for the officials that we elected that ignores us. Okay? And that's basically it, Doc.
Now, Doc, I want to, before we close, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
And I'm very sincere about this.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the people in Valdosta, Lowndes County, the state of Georgia, including the NAACP, the SCLC, the Urban League, Operation Push, National Action Network leaders and presidents, the members of the Georgia General Assembly, the legislators in and outside of the state of Georgia, they all don't seem to care much about my rights being violated because they haven't said anything. My question to you, my beautiful brother, is why are you concerned about this when others seem as if though they don't care about themselves, their children, the coming generations of black and white people and Japanese and why is it that you are concerned when they don't?
Well, my friend, just before dawn, sometimes it be the darkest moment.
Yes, sir.
But at the cracking of dawn, do light appear.
Yes, sir.
And the darkness cannot comprehend the light.
Yes, sir.
You are bringing truth to the issue. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And I do know that the light is going to shine upon all of them.
Yes, sir.
And it's going to be reflected of their actions.
Yes, sir.
And they're going to want to get on board too.
Yes, sir.
We ain't got that to worry about.
Okay, my beautiful brother.
You know what I mean?
Thank you once again. I want to thank Mr. Doc Robinson for taking this time out. He asked me to do this. And I respect my beautiful brothers and sisters who walk with me in the struggle. But if you can't walk with me in times like this for the good of all people, then I tell you the truth, I wonder about you. But anyway, I just wonder. I didn't say I didn't love you. But to me, when I served my nation for over 20-some years, that flag right there, the red, the white, the blue, and you, is a major focus of my upward mobility. And this is the nature of my flavor and the flavor of my nature. Thank you for watching. Spread the words and ask where are the civil rights leaders and what's going on here. Bye-bye. We go.